In the heart of nowhere, where the sun dares not tread and the wind whispers tales of sorrow and despair, there stood a lone figure, a terrifying, demonic cowboy, his very presence a torment to the wasteland he inhabited. The sky above was as dark as a raven's wing, heavy with the stench of ozone and the promise of a tempest. The air, thick with dust devils and foreboding, danced around him in a macabre ballet. Beneath his feet the road cracked and heaved as if in pain, a testament to the desolation that stretched as far as the eye could see. He was a specter of the Old West, a phantom of the frontier, his silhouette stark against the bruised canvas of the storm-laden sky. Time had been unkind to him, his features etched with the harsh lines of a life lived on the edge of oblivion. His face, though hidden in the deep shadow of his wide cowboy hat, was a mystery best left unsolved, a visage that would chill the marrow in one's bones and freeze the blood in one's veins. But it was his eyes that truly held the power to terrify, twin embers of malevolence burning with an infernal glow. They were windows to the abyss, reflecting the torment of 1,000 souls lost to the unforgiving desert. His gaze was a predator's, cold, merciless, and keen, capable of stripping away all pretense and exposing the raw essence of despair. He wore a long, worn-out leather duster coat, the kind that whispered tales of dusty trails and lonely rodeos under skies just as unforgiving as the one that brooded overhead. The leather, stretched taut over his gaunt frame, seemed to drink in the scant moonlight, transforming him into a creature of the night, a nightmare made flesh. Every inch of his body was covered in black, hardened leather, a grotesque parody of traditional garb. It was as if he were encased in a second skin, a prison of his own making, or perhaps a curse laid upon him by some vengeful entity from beyond the grave. The smell of brimstone clung to him, mingling with the scent of sweat and decay, creating a cloying perfume of damnation. Heavy chains or a whip hung from his side, a sinister pendulum marking the passing seconds, each clang a hammer blow to the anvil of one's soul. The rusted links seemed to writhe like tormented serpents, their coils a silent threat to all who dared cross his path. And then there were his boots, stomping into the dust, leaving behind scorch marks that spoke of a heat far greater than that of the desert sun. They were the mark of a being who walked the line between worlds, bringing with him the scorching breath of hell and the chilling touch of death. The world he inhabited was one of perpetual twilight, a realm where the sun never shone and the moon hid her face in shame. Dead trees clawed at the sky, their branches gnarled and twisted, forming a grotesque parody of a welcoming hand. Vultures, those grim harbingers of death, circled in the sky, their cries a haunting counterpoint to the wind's mournful song. The air itself seemed to be a character in this macabre play, heavy with menace, thick with dust, and alive with a sense of impending doom. Each gust a whisper of forgotten horrors, each grain of dust a tombstone to a nameless past. There was a profound silence here, not the peaceful quiet of a snow-covered field, but the hushed expectancy of a tomb, a stillness pregnant with unseen menace. It was a silence that pressed in on one's ears, a tangible thing, a presence as real as the shadows that stretched and writhed around his feet. He was a punishment, a retribution, a harbinger of hell's unquenchable wrath. And the wasteland he stalked was a reflection of the torment that raged within him, a torment that knew no bounds, a suffering without end. For in this desolate expanse there was no salvation, no respite, only the endless torment of a soul forever damned. As he stood there, the demonic cowboy, the embodiment of man's inhumanity to himself, he radiated an aura of unspeakable evil. Fear was his domain, despair his instrument, and damnation his eternal song.